Hey guys, it's Heather. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a tutorial on this look using the new Kylie Cosmetics Blue Honey Palette. The shades look like this, and I've used every single shadow in the palette to create the eye look I have today. So if you're interested to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. I'm gonna prime my face using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. And I already have my eyebrows done. I used Anastasia Brow Wiz. I'm in the shade medium brown. Now I'm going in with the Maybelline Cover Stick in medium beige, just on some of my darker areas. I like doing this step first before applying my foundation. I just find that it covers up the spots and any scarring a lot nicer than if I go in after using foundation. For foundation today, I'm gonna be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This is the foundation stick. I am in the shade Y245. I like this foundation, it's pretty hydrating. The one thing I will say about it is that it has a weird kind of scent once you're rubbing it into your skin. It almost has like a fishy, like a weird fishy kind of scent, but it's not like an overpowering fishy scent, but it's definitely there. If you were to just smell it right from the stick, you don't smell it. It's just kind of when you're like rubbing it out into your skin. I would say this provides like medium to full coverage. If you want to get full coverage, I would say you would need to go in with like a second layer. But overall, the finish is really nice. It definitely gives like a very hydrated, natural finish. And this is amazing in photos and flash photography. So next up for concealer, I'm going to be using Tarte Shape Tape. Since it's the winter and I am on the pale side, I like to mix in the light medium honey shade and then the light sand. So that's the light sand, and then this is the light medium honey. And a little bit goes a long way with this concealer, so you don't need to apply a ton. And I'm also going to blend that into my eyelids and use it as a primer as well. And the blending sponge that I'm using today is by Flower Beauty. This is probably one of my favorite sponges. It's super soft and it's just so easy to blend. It's not like hard, and I just really like the way it applies the concealer. I'm just gonna blend that into the forehead and highlight the forehead a little bit. So to set down my face and my under eyes, I'm gonna be using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder. This is in the shade Translucent. And I'm going to be using the e.l.f. small tapered brush to set under the eyes. And then the Morphe E41 brush to set down the rest of my face. So next, moving on to bronzer, I'm going to be using the NYC Smooth Skin Sunny Bronzer just to do a little bit of a soft contour, and I'm going to be using the Crown Jumbo Kabuki brush to carve out my cheekbones. Now directly on top of that, to warm up the skin further, I'm going to go in with Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer with the Morphe R2 brush. For blush today, I'm going to be using the Burt's Bees blush in the shade Toasted Cinnamon, and I am using the Eco Tools blush brush. Just put that right onto the apples of my cheeks and kind of blend it into where I put the bronzer. For highlight today, I'm going to be using the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive. I'm just gonna dust that on the tops of my cheekbones. And this is the Real Techniques setting brush. And then a little bit down the bridge of my nose and the Cupid's bow. So for the eyes today, I'm gonna be using the new Kylie Jenner Blue Honey palette, and it looks like this. For the transition shade and all over the lid, I'm gonna use the shade Busy Bee, this one right here, and I'm gonna be using the Morphe M441 brush. And the shadows are super pigmented, so just be careful and make sure you dust off the excess. So next up on the inner half of the eyelid, I am gonna go in with the shade right here. It's called Honeymoon. Just pack that directly onto the lid. And I'm gonna leave the center part blank for now. So I'm gonna clean that brush off and go in with the shade Blue Honey right in the center here. And I'm gonna apply that to the outer third of the eye. This shade is very pigmented, so be really careful. Just kind of pat that on. And then do the same thing on the other side. Next up, I'm gonna take a little bit of the Milani eyeshadow primer, and I'm just gonna pat this directly into the center of my eye so that the next shade that I go in with can just adhere directly to that. So now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here in the center with my finger. It is the shade Buzz Off, and I'm just gonna pat that directly on top of where I put down the primer. Next, I'm gonna focus back in on the inner lid portion here, and I'm gonna go in with the shade right here called Sweet Thing. And I'm just gonna pack that directly over top of the other shadow. Moving on to the outer third of the lid, I am going to go in with the shade Royal Jelly and just pack that directly onto the Blue Honey shade. To clean up the under eyes, I just go in with that e.l.f. Small tapered brush and I just kind of sweep it away. So now to go back in there and kind of blend in any of the harsh edges on the top and make sure it transitions very softly into the Busy Bee shade. I'm gonna be using the Morphe M433 brush, and I'm gonna go in with a mixture of Busy Bee and Sweet Like Honey, and just focus that very close directly into the crease and just blend everything together. Now for the brow bone shade, I'm going to be using Raw, the shade right here. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to be using the shade Blue Honey right here. Now to blend that in further, I'm going to be going in with the Morphe E36 pencil brush, and I'm going to be using the shade Honeymoon right here and just kind of smudge that in. For the inner corner highlight, I'm going to use the shade Bumble and take a pencil brush and apply it directly to the tear duct area. So overall, I think that this palette is a really good palette. I think it retails for like $38 and I just love the color scheme. It's perfect for travel and you can get so many different looks out of it. For liner today, I'm gonna be using the Rimmel Scandal Eyes. This is the kohl liner in the shade Black. And this is a really good dupe for MAC's kohl liner. For mascara, I'm gonna start off with L'Oreal's Voluminous Primer as my base. Directly on top of that, I'm gonna go in with L'Oreal Lash Paradise in Blackest Black. And directly over top of that, to further lengthen and separate, I'm gonna go in with L'Oreal's Telescopic Mascara. To line the lips, I'm gonna go in with Rimmel's Exaggerate Lip Liner in East End Snob. Directly over top of that, I'm gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Paints Mattes in the shade Tongue Tied. And as a lip topper, I'm gonna be using Becca's Liquid Crystal Lip Topper in the shade Champagne Dream. And to set my face, I'm gonna be using the Milani Make It Last Setting Spray. So here's the final look, and that concludes today's video. If you like this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye guys.